Chris and the kids always demand Yorkshire puddings whenever I make a roast dinner, no matter what type of meat it is, so I've made a lot of them. This is my guide on making perfect Yorkshire puddings every time. We're going to start by making the batter, which you'll need to prepare at least an hour before they go into the oven. I've got 140 grams of plain all-purpose flour in my jug here. Make sure you use plain flour. Don't try using self-raising flour or baking powder. It won't work. You'll actually end up with flatter Yorkshire puddings. We need to make a well in the flour, and then we'll add 4 eggs. We're going to stir the flour into the eggs, bringing in the flour just a little bit at a time until it's just combined. And then we'll add 200 ml of semi-skim milk and stir together with the whisk until you get to this consistency. Don't be tempted to whisk it because you don't want a load of froth on top of your batter. And also, don't worry if you've got a few small lumps at this point. Now we'll place the batter in the fridge for at least an hour and up to overnight. This stage is really important as this time allows the starch in the flour to swell, which will result in lighter, crispier Yorkshire puddings. This recipe makes 12 small Yorkshire puddings or 6 large Yorkshire puddings. I really wanted to show you how both of them turn out, so I've whipped up a second batch of batter and then we'll show you both. Let's start with the small ones. I've preheated the oven to 220°C or 425 Fahrenheit. Now I'm going to add the fat to the tin. You can use lard or beef dripping or vegetable oil if you want a vegetarian version of Yorkshire puddings. I'm using half a teaspoon of fat for each of the holes. We'll place the tin in the oven for about 10 minutes until the oil is shimmeringly hot. For the large Yorkshire puddings, we'll need a teaspoon of fat for each of the holes. And then again, this will go into the oven for 10 minutes until the oil's shimmeringly hot. After the fat's been in the oven for about 5 minutes, we'll take the batter out of the fridge and we'll add a good pinch of salt and pepper. And stir that together. If you've left the batter in the fridge overnight, you'll find it separated into layers. Don't worry about that, just give it a stir and it'll be fine. Now that fat's up to temperature, working carefully but quickly, evenly distribute the batter between the holes. The small Yorkshire puddings go in the oven for about 15 to 18 minutes. The large Yorkshire puddings take about 25 to 30 minutes. It's super important that you don't open the oven door while the Yorkshire puddings are cooking, otherwise they'll sink. It's a good idea for the large Yorkshire puddings to turn them over for the last 5 minutes of cooking, just to ensure you get a really crisp base. It's really important that your oven's running at the correct temperature. I've had Yorkshire pudding failures in the past with my old oven. If you're getting any inconsistent results and your Yorkshire puddings aren't rising or any other problems, then use a temperature probe that you can buy to check the temperature of your oven. And they're my perfect Yorkshire puddings. You can see why Chris and the kids absolutely love them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check out this playlist for some of my favourite recipes. Very good.